Hey guys, afternoon. My name is Naya Calderon. I am the owner of NWC Counseling and Coaching, a mental health practice that specializes in helping people grow from the inside out and also helping organizations to grow leaders. And welcome to the Thursday chat. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's topic, talking about why people think you're angry. So this is a common thing that people tend to come in and sit on the couch and they tell me, people think I'm really a bee. Like, I don't know why, but I'm really nice. And I hear it so much. And so I have to sometimes break these things down so that people can understand what type of behaviors that you are emitting outside that people think you are considered or think that you're mean, you're pissed off, you're always angry, etc. So let's get started. I'm going to give you guys 5 things, okay? The first thing is you have a harsh personality, or you have a harsh way of saying or doing things. When I say harsh, I mean someone comes in and says, oh man, my grandma just died, and you're just like, grandmas die all the time, what's the big deal? So it's really having that lack of empathy and being unable to relate to others. Let's talk about the second one, having a negative attitude or having a really toxic attitude. So situation comes up and you're just thinking really a lot of, you're not thinking of solutions, you're just thinking of what's happening and how it's impacting you, and you may be sharing a negative opinion about it. When you're toxic, or when you have a toxic personality, that typically means that not only is your negativity affecting you, but it's affecting people around you. And a lot of times that is a huge issue in workplaces. Third thing, you're critical or you're judgy. So I like to tell people that when you're judgy, you are putting some type of opinion on a situation. And sometimes we can be really critical individuals where we criticize almost anyone and what anyone tries to do. And oftentimes that's a reflection of how we feel as well. If you're constantly doing that, people can think you just have a problem, or people can think you have a hard time accepting things. So let's talk a little bit about being entitled. When you feel entitled, that is when you think you're owed something. So people typically may think that you're angry or upset if you constantly think that you don't have to work or earn things, that they should just be given to you. So the last one, when we're self-centered. So when you're really focused on yourself, when you're really just in your own mind and you can't get out, is they're just in their own world and they're just focused on their own crap. And that's something that we all experience. These are our universal experiences. But when you're labeled, angry, bitter, a bee, these are typically, people are perceiving these behaviors as your personality because you may be doing them more frequently. So here are 5 ways to deal with each of these things. So I'm gonna do them really quick, okay? So the first thing we said was being harsh, right? Try having some empathy. A really quick tidbit on empathy: feeling with other people. I remember one day I was having a terrible day and I called my sister-in-law, who's amazing at validating, and I was telling her all this and she just went, you know what, that just sucks. Being a mom sucks. And I was like, yeah. She had empathy. That was a moment where I connected with her. If you're feeling like really negative or have a toxic attitude, or you've been told that, try to have a gratitude list. There's apps for this that you can get downloaded on your phone. You can use pen and paper and write this out. At the end of your day or the beginning of the day, or when you're just feeling crappy, write down at least 5 things that you have appreciation for or that you're thankful for. This is going to help you because you can reflect on those things. And if you start to build a list that's long enough, you start to actually focus on what's working in your life versus what's not working in your life. And that can naturally help you change your behavior. When you're a judgy or critical, if that's one of your characteristics that you're struggling with, something that I tell a lot of my clients that seems to work, a little trick, is try to avoid saying opinions. Like today I did a training at USC, and someone in the training, had made a judgmental statement. They said, tomatoes are, they're gross, they're squishy. I reframed it and I said, yeah, tomatoes have a lot of liquid. Okay, that's just a fact, Try to state facts versus opinion. I made a video a while ago and I was talking about Cardi B, and I was like, man, Cardi B, her values are different than mine. That is a very nice way of saying I don't always agree with what Cardi B does. However, I don't need to judge her. I don't need to say something to put her down in order to make myself feel better. And I don't need to say something that is going to ridicule her or embarrass her, like she even cares what I think. But so trying to state the facts of a situation helps you to avoid being judgmental or criticizing people. If we feel entitled, it always helps if we tend to remember that we have to earn people's respect. We have have to earn people's trust. It's not something that is just given. And the last thing, if you suffer from just being in your own mind, being focused on yourself and your own needs, and that takes away from your ability to connect with other people, or you get perceived as being angry, then something that's really helpful is stepping outside of yourself. So doing for others, finding someone that you can connect with, so volunteering, going to pet shelters, calling a friend and just asking them, what can I do for you? Calling a family member and saying, what can I do for you? Getting yourself, or joining a church, that's a great way as well. Getting involved in your church, figuring out ways to serve instead of serving self. If you struggle with communicating and that's really a hard place for you, please feel free to reach out to me. I specialize in working with women who need to find their voice, who are looking for ways to set boundaries, to be assertive. So please feel free to reach out to me. I'm a real person with a real office, and I work with people. If you live in a different place, no worries. I offer personal development courses online, so we can work virtually, face-to-face, just like this on a weekly basis to help you to move through some of your baggage that you have packed real tight that you want to unpack. All right, guys, it's been great. Hope you enjoy your evenings. Do some self-care, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.